Do you know what I hate more than a fighter? I like losing a fight. Hearing once proud Dick Rider fans turning into fair weather fans as they say stupid shit like, oh, this guy's washed up now. And then they go jump on the bandwagon of the next fighter they'll dick ride for a while. That is until that fighter has a bad night. And they'll stick their hand out the window, feel rain droplets, and bring that fucker right back in and close the window. I like roller coasters and merry-go-rounds as much as the next guy, but at least with those, you either eventually get physically sick from the motions or get tired of getting on them. Meanwhile, these guys just keep bouncing around from one ride to the next, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm not saying that once you like a fighter, you must stay faithful to them, like they were your spouse or something until the day one of you dies. I am very aware there's a lot of things that can cause you to lose interest in a fighter, just the same as anything else you like or that you're into. And I'll give you this. Sometimes there is merit in saying a fighter is washed up, especially if they've lost three or more in a row, or when it's clear they're no longer in their prime when they start slowing down and getting sloppy. However, you fair weather dick riding fans say this when your favorite loses just once or even twice. Doesn't even have to be twice in a row. I've said it before, but not every fighter gets lucky enough to go undefeated. And just because they run defeated for a while or had a huge winning streak before they finally got stopped doesn't mean they're washed up. If you think critically for once in your life, you'd realize there can actually be several reasons why this happens. Some try to make the case for Ferguson that he shouldn't have done two weight cuts back to back in a row before fighting Justin. And while there might be truth to that, I'm going to take the high road here and say that he just got unlucky going up against two elite, legit badasses that he just wasn't ready for. It happens. I think Khabib said something along the lines of that Tony's done because this is the type of mental damage you just don't come back from, but I think he was talking about himself. Let's be honest. If his undefeated streak was to come to an end right now, it would fucking destroy him. Mentally, he has way more to lose than someone who's actually lost a fight before. I mean, where's that same logic when it comes to Conor and Jose Aldo? Conor came back after losing to Nate, arguably beating him in the rematch. Then he went on to destroy Eddie Alvarez, then losing two in a row if you count his loss to Floyd, only to then come back and beat Cowboy. Now, I know that's not saying much considering he's on a four, arguably five fight loss streak, but Jose Aldo recently came back after losing three in a row. Does this mean he'll continue this momentum? As a fan, I hope so, but only time will tell. So let's give Tony the benefit of the doubt here. Let's see if he loses two more in a row with a sloppy performance in both fights at the very least before we say he's washed up and done. Can we give him that? Now, if you'd like to go back in time with me and look at what happened to Ronda and Connor's broken win streak, that's an easy one to figure out. Some say Ronda was just used to being the bigger fighter, being bigger than her opponents, and that's what threw her off when it came to Amanda and Holly. They say the same thing about McGregor when it came to the Diaz fight. Now, while there might be truth to that too, I think the true answer is a lot simpler. They were the architect of their own defeat. It was their fame that took them down. What do I mean by this? Watch the first half of Rocky 3, soak in the scene where Rocky was half-assing his training while stopping to take pictures with fans, and you'll get what I mean. They got so full of themselves, their accomplishments, and their fame that they forgot about and neglected the hard work that got them there in the first place. They had gotten to a point of comfortability and complacency, ultimately losing their hunger, and they paid for it big time. When put in this situation they were in, they had two choices: get back into reality, get hungry, and focused again, and get back to it, or accept that it's over. As you can see, one made one choice, the other made another. And there's nothing wrong with the choice she made, by the way. I don't care how much these shitty fans love you. If you get to a point where you're losing your hunger and you already have millions of dollars, there's nothing wrong with retiring and preventing yourself from furthering the brain damage you more than likely already have. But oh my god, you paint chip sandwich eating fans. Always so quick to call someone a has been when you're a never was been. They may be washed up, done, and not even half of what they used to be, but they're still 5 times what you'll ever be or ever have been or ever will be. You won't do what they've done because you don't want to risk the broken limbs, the possible brain damage, and to face the possibility of being humiliated in front of friends and family and the entire world. Meanwhile, they go in knowing all that's at stake, make millions from it, can retire comfortably at an early age, so long as they don't blow their money on stupid shit, all while you stay safe at your soul crushing job where hopefully you can retire at the age of 80. You know, as long as you don't want heat and food. But I get it. No matter how much we like to think we've evolved as a society, as a species, we're still in gladiator times. We like to watch people get into a ring and kill each other for our amusement, and then judge them, as it's about the only power we truly feel we have anymore. The only difference is, it's rare instead of expected for athletes to die, although some weirdos hope for it, and back then, it was expected for them to die, and a disappointment when someone didn't. So, enjoy it. Have fun spit polishing the cock of your favorite fighter until you accidentally open up your eyes long enough to see another fighter's cock that you want to keep warm in your throat pass you by.